Well, it's 6:10. I hope it notifies me when I jump back over to the other side. All right. So just looking at professional image, which is one of the most important ones. Many people would think our skill sets are going to be the key important ones, but actually we are going to look good. We attract those that want to look good. And people are always going to look at our image first. And so let's just move on. Let's look at some of the objectives. Very short chapter, but explaining professional image, employing that image building basics. And I think it's just like you are building an outfit. You know, we conversate all the time, but some people started their shoes and go up. Some people started their hair or a hat. I remember I used to know what hat I wanted to wear. I had a season of wearing hats, and I built my outfit from there. Whether wrong or right, I used to know what hat I want to wear, what color, and then I would build from there. Some people do shoes. Some people take a statement piece and then they start to build. And so, talk about image building basics. It's not just how you look on the outside. We've already learned about chapter 1, where it's really how you talk, how you act, and how they perceive you, building a rapport with everybody. And now let's talk about this image. We're trying to get a job. We're trying to gain clientele. We're trying to move to the next level. So the image is going to be really important. We're going to demonstrate a professional attitude, create your personal portfolio, and then implement social media best practices. We can talk about that all the time because one thing I do want to share when it comes to social media, some of the top social media outlets are going to be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, of course, but Threads is making a move. Okay, so Threads is making a move, and then there's maybe 2 or 3 that people jumped on for that little time that TikTok was off. I really was like, you know, hey, we probably need a break. I didn't delete my TikTok, but I was like, maybe we just need a break. I was not going to download any additional apps because I'm just apped out. And I probably didn't have enough space anyway. So we'll discuss some of those social media platforms. It says your professional image, it's your outward appearance, your conduct, and it all comes together. So how you act, you know, some people say, oh, it's just an ugly attitude. And sometimes you could be, you know, you can look really amazing. You can be dressed nice. You can look really beautiful. But if you have an attitude, hold on one moment. All right, welcome to Maya. We are in our third party sharing, but we're jumping back on. Glad to have you on tonight. And we were talking about professional image. So it doesn't, your image itself is not just how you look, all right, but it's also how you act, your attitude, your behavior. A lot of time, many individuals think of that before they even look at you and say, oh, you're so pretty, you're so amazing. But actually, if someone has a pleasant attitude and personality, I'm attracted to that. Okay. And I think more and more professional, many individuals, when you look at what we do, it is considered a luxury. It is a modern day luxury. We need to make sure that we're providing those things, those essential things of customer service that allows our clients to say, hey, I will still, in my budget, work you in. We still got to have these services. It's a no-go for a lot of people to not get spa services. Okay, so a lot of people gotta have it. It's a part of their self-image. It's a part of their self-care. And so just making sure what's going to make you different from the other person, is having a great personality and a great attitude, conducting yourself in a great manner. My sister was showing me a video today of a young lady who owned a salon, but she was coming in like an undercover boss. And someone was sticking to the rules, but they were very rude. They were unapproachable, whereas the other coworker was very approachable and nice and was adjusting, adapting to things. And when they discovered that this person was not a client, an actual boss, the one that was very, very rude and shrewd, that was the one that got fired. Okay, so sometimes we got to really look at how we act. You don't want clients who you see somebody online and they have a lot of clients. We got to be careful who we envy, because people that have a lot of clients, they may have a lot of first time clients, customers, but they may not have clientele. Clientele is a repeat, okay? A repeat. So sometimes people want to experience it just to say that they got their hair done here, they got their service, their lashes done here or there, got their makeup done. But you want to build clientele. You don't want a lot of first time people, because you can't pay your bills based on first time people. We look at eye of the beholder, which is perception is everything, how you're perceived. So just making sure, when we used to leave the house, I know for me, I always wanted to make sure that I was leaving a good name out there, that I was representing anybody that knew my mom, anybody that knew my family member, that they uh, were representing in the right way. I remember when I was at school, somebody said, "Oh, I see your sister." And they see my sister, and she was standing on a table at the nightclub. And I was like, oh my goodness. Everywhere you go, somebody's going to know you. Okay. So we had a lot of fun and games. We had a lot of fun with that. But it was just one thing. You are the eye of the beholder. However they see you, that's how they're going to perceive you. You literally have to set the foundation for your clients. Sometimes you'll say, well, why do I keep getting these type of clients? Where you probably are portraying something that is attracting that type of clientele. And so I tell people all the time, if you want to work in a particular area, just say you go work in Germantown, I would do the logistics and just the numbers of, what do we call it, demographic. I'll do the demographics of Germantown, find out how many head of households they do, how many own cars. And then I also drive around that zip code area to find out how many other salons or spas are in that area. What would be a good corner for me to start building? All right. Sometimes you got to go to the places where you want people to come from. Someone once told me deals were made at the bar. I was like, I'm not going to be sitting at the bar trying to make deals. There has to be another way. All right. And so it's always another way. Then we look at employee image building basics. So these are some basics. All right. We'll go and look at the 7-Eleven rule, but personal grooming is going to be the key. All right. Personal grooming is going to be the key. So from hair, skin, to your nails, to your clothes, your uniform, even down to ironing. A lot of people don't iron. There's a lot of technology now in clothing where you don't need to iron. but ironing, clean shoes, even down to your hygiene. Okay. And so those are key things to work in place. Even if you're working on your skin, you're a great example for everybody else because they can see where you started and versus where you are. And so, not asking everyone to have this gruesome grooming routine, but you must have some attention because you're in the body beauty industry. So you got to have some attention to it. Um, I was gonna make a note. I went to Houston one time, and it was this. They were doing auditions for and signing contracts for like wrestlers, and they asked in a hotel because they saw a lot of beauty people together. They asked how many of us could tan. We knew how to spray tan, and it was the one opportunity I said I never let pass me by again. That's how I started learning about spray tanning. Because for their pictures, they instead of having a whole lot of makeup on, they would have preferred tanning. And they were paying a day rate of like $600 just for a couple of hours. And what only thing you do, you pretty much emphasize the muscles. So bronzing, doing some tanning, getting them ready for the photo shoot, and it was like $600 for a couple of hours. I normally said from that point on, I never turned down any more money that I really wanted to make. um, and we were there for a particular conference, and I do believe because we looked like we were beauty professionals, that they walked up to us and asked us what we were there for, and did we have any experience in tanning, and did we have any equipment on us. Also look at fragrance policies. I am an absolutely fragrance beauty girl, literally. This part of my life in the 40s, I absolutely love fragrance, but we have to be very careful because clients can have allergies, sensitivities, and things of that nature. And also, wherever you work, it may be a policy that says you cannot wear fragrance. So be very mindful of that when it comes to that and your clientele. For me, even last night, I was talking of someone's having a perfume party, and I thought that was it's like a Galentine's. I thought that was amazing. I would like to have one, but I was telling them that I like to layer, so I like to research and learn about the notes. That's something a little deeper. It just gives me a little more excitement that I know what the product is made up of. But sometimes I feel that certain fragrances are too strong. And at that point, those would be a no go for me working in a school or working in a spa because it may cause a sensitivity or allergic something, coughing or sneezing with my clients. Let's look at dress for success. The new way of uniform or dressing in the beauty industry, it has totally changed. We usually do black and white, business casual. Even estheticians will wear low heels, slacks, things of that nature. That's no more. Now we wear comfortable shoes, scrubs, still look professional. It's just a more umbrella range of what you can wear. But remember, you're going to represent your own brand, and you are your brand. All right. Tune into your salon, spa, and barbershop culture. So, which means see what the culture is all about. And so, if many individuals are into, trendy things, that means they're probably going to be a requirement for you to wear some trendy clothing to look more relevant in whatever age that we're in now, whatever time we're in now. And then I have a friend, David, in Nashville. He has a vintage barber shop. And so a lot of the guys wear mustaches that curl up on the side. They wear the old school barber outfits, have the hair deep parted and slick on the sides. And so that's the culture, this vintage barbering of his salon. You have a young lady out of Houston. She's a boho salon. And so she has a lot of dream nets, a lot of wispy moon, half moon cresters and things of that nature. So you really have to check the temperature of the place where you're going to work. And then let's visualize how you'll look while performing a service. Number one thing to look for, comfortable. Okay, you could still look nice and amazing, but comfortable. One thing adjustment we had to do with our uniform pants, we had to get a more expensive pant simply because the first or second group of students were kind of um, um, a little larger on the bottom. And so when they bent down, you could see like back and underwear. And we didn't want that to be so. So we had to go with a more detailed uniform that actually covered those areas and had some pants that draw the string up that you could hold everything together. And so trying on your uniforms, going for comfort, even when it comes to shoes, I even used to wear heels to work. Okay. And I learned after a while, they said, you're going to learn after a while. And sure enough, I learned after a while. I used to wear boots and things like that because you're young and you want to be cute, you want to work. And so you guys may find that still today. We follow universal wardrobe guidelines, which is not set in stone, but it's a start. It's like a little beginning for where you should go. Wearing clothing that is clean, fresh, and current. That's going to be a requirement for most salons and spas. Choose clothing that is functional, comfortable. You don't want to be pulling down your skirt every time you turn around and you're working. Always pulling something together. You want to be functional and comfortable and stylish. You want to make sure accessories do not interfere with a service. Okay, so that means a lot of bangles when you're doing facials that makes a lot of noises when your client should be relaxing. It's going to be a no. Wrist watches should be waterproof because you're going to be in water. Wearing shoes that are supportive, polished, and good repair. They need to look good, they need to be clean, and they need to support your feet. Your hair maintenance. Here's the thing with the hair maintenance. It does not have to be what we consider full out, full court done every day. Okay. But it should be, your hair should be laid down. It should be maintained. No one should think you just woke up out of the bed. Okay. Your facial grooming should be maintained as well, especially for male estheticians. And so lined up, if you're going to wear a beard, it should be very groomed. Skincare and makeup, you should have first a facial routine, a cleansing routine. All right. And the makeup should be, it does not have to be heavy, it can be light. And sometimes individuals just wear a clean face with a gloss. That's perfectly fine. Nail care, making sure your nails are good. You don't want to cut your clients. You don't want to have hang nails. You definitely don't want to have anything, any really, really long nails that get in your client's mouth, nose, or ears. Okay, no poking. But nails should be relevant as well. So kind of trendy, keeping them clean, keeping them shaped. Personal grooming includes personal hygiene. And of course, we know, you say, Ms. Cox, this is stuff we know how to do every day. But there are adults that do not know how to do this every day. So you want to brush your teeth, you want to use mouthwash, hand wipes, sanitizer, dental floss, deodorant, and body wipes. Let me pause right there and give you your bonus assignment. All right. The bonus assignment is you collecting or you creating a personal grooming hygiene kit. Okay. I don't want you to go buy anything, it should be at home. It's a personal grooming hygiene kit. And at the end, I'm going to tell you what it's worth and when it's due. But that's the assignment, personal grooming hygiene kit. You have to build it. The reason why I'm telling you to do that, because every esthetician, every student, if you need, we call it backstage. That's where we get ourselves together, make sure our breath is fresh, make sure we're fresh before we go on stage. And on stage is when we service the client. We're on, okay? And so you can call it a backstage hygiene kit, but it's a personal grooming hygiene kit. So all your essentials, your sanitizer, your dental floss, your deodorant, your body wipes, whatever you need to keep your hygiene in check, that's what's a part of your kit. Okay. Get into the habit of washing your hands. I know sometimes we have people that go into the restroom, they do not wash their hands. But y'all, state law says before you service any client, you, the practitioner, must wash your hands. Okay. That's anybody licensed in the state of Tennessee under their beauty profession. Self checks and freshen up. I definitely believe you know when you're not up to par and when you're not smelling right before anybody else tell you. So if you need to do a checkup, do a checkup. This is why the hygiene bag, personal hygiene kit, should be in our purse. I'm gonna have to put one in the bathroom whenever we're back in the building, but we got to make sure that we have something to go to. Brush and floss, using mouthwash and mints. I was telling my sister today, I said, no one's using the gold mouthwash that I have upstairs. And I said, no one likes the old school. I said, that's why I bought something lighter for the kids. It's one that doesn't have a burn to it. It comes in like pink and a blue bottle. I don't know the name of it right now. But I was watching a couple of videos and a couple of prophets. They said, look, go back to the gold Listerine, the old school, to kind of kill some bacteria and germs like that in your mouth. So at that point, I said, okay, I remember that during COVID. So I went and I got me the gold Listerine, and to hell with colds, to hell with everything. I don't know how much it's working, but everything gonna be gone by the time you goggle that in your mouth because it's gonna burn. And so that's what we have. And then don't smoke at work. One thing about smoking, it's to each his own, but here's the thing, smoking causes the skin to age. All right. So even though the skin gradually ages every 10 years, smoking can cause the skin to age faster. Also, drinking and then other drugs abuse to the skin, to the body, can cause the skin to age. So you need to be careful. We educate our clients about it, but you don't want to be smoking at work because what happens, you get that smoker's breath and you're working over a client. Can you imagine just your client laying there and laying the smoke of you talking? You ain't got to be talking, but you can do the same thing, and it could be vice versa between you and your clients. All right. Demonstrate a professional attitude, always being positive, getting rid of the negative Nancy's. And these are image enhancers, which means they make you look good. Soft skills, y'all. Having niceties, just saying hello, thank you. Okay. Being able to answer your phone in a professional, instead of answering your phone saying, yeah, yeah, you know, yes, ma'ams, no ma'ams, and things of that nature. Have a great customer service, greeting people when they come into your establishment. Having a great work ethic. If you say you're gonna do it, do it. Put all your all into it, whatever you're gonna do. Having great time management, okay? Scheduling your clients accordingly, knowing what you can do, and then you schedule accordingly. Not no double scheduling, double booking, and things of that nature. And continuing education. Remain teachable. At the end of the day, it's all about you continuously growing in the industry. All right. If you stop growing, you're going to stop learning. Okay. Let's look at our first image enhancer, soft skills. It said communication skills, people skills, and 85% of success. If you got somebody or you know someone that's easy to talk to people, make friends everywhere, that is going to be a person who's going to easily be successful in anything they do because they don't mind talking to people. Okay. Here's some nonverbal communication. People who avoid eye contact. You know, some people feel like they can't trust you. They're not smiling, tapping your foot. Looks like you're anxious, crossing your arms, you're too serious, standing with your shoulders slouched, you're looking lazy, chewing your lip, you're nervous, furrowing your brows, you may be angry. Okay. And so those are some things that people will say sometimes, this is just what I do. No, what you do is a learned behavior. If you have stopped learning, people say that this is just who I am. This is what I do. That tells me you don't want to learn anymore. Okay. You don't want to learn. People learn all the way up until they're almost 90, 95 from the age of 3. All right. It means you're always learning something. So it's great opportunity. If you do any of these nonverbal communication, you don't even know you're sending a signal. Okay. Number 3, strong work ethic, motivation, integrity, not lying in your job on your job. People trust you. They know you say you're gonna cover for them, you're gonna do it. Making sure your technical skills are up par and your communication skills. Sometimes one may waver over the other one, but you need both of them because communication, you got to communicate how much their service costs. And then passion. Do something you really want to do. Okay? Have a hobby on top of what you do. Be passionate about helping people. Looking at time management, we come around to punctuality, professional responsibility, just being accountable. We can't pass the buck along, especially if you're the owner. No matter if you did it or not, you got to take the blame. You're going to have to also create the solution for the problem. Then there's personal responsibility, personally holding yourself accountable, personally holding yourself accountable to your goals. And then you communicate unforeseen problems. Let's talk about it. Don't just let them sit there. Let's talk about it. We look at continuing education. There's so many ways to have continuing education. Always learning from magazines. I still purchase magazines. You want professional base and consumers. You got to see what they're purchasing, where is the purchasing power, and then this is something strictly for the professionals. Of course, the internet, different platforms, websites, but conferences, trade shows, my absolutely love. Try to do something once a quarter minimum when it comes to education. So you're always on top of what's next, okay? And then local classes and online training. So many local things that you could do. And there's some free things you may do as well. So you're an esthetician and you have to build a portfolio. 9 times out of 10, if you look at anyone, Instagram. Instagram is now the place that holds your resume. Okay. So for you, it'll hold your portfolio. It'll hold pictures. We want to do photo journaling, which is before and afters. You start taking the pictures, putting them side by side because it just continues. You got to start somewhere. You're building content. And when people come, they want to see how well you have. You want them to invest into an expensive peel. They want to see pictures of if you did this before and how your clients look. All right. And so that professional portfolio can have, of course, your before and afters, but also it should include your certifications, your diplomas, your reward, your awards, your letters of references, any membership programs. You're trying to sell you, okay? And trying to sell you, all of this comes together, okay? And this is how sometimes a company will hire you to work for them when they start to see your background. Looking at your guidelines for the portfolio, actually, the guidelines are X. When I say they're X, they're continuously being reinvented every day. And so, yes, many people use a binder, but they also use an electronic media kit. Okay, EMK. Y'all make a note. EMK. Let me stop and see if anyone is in the weight room. Yep, there's one person. If you just came down, Okay. Okay, it was one person trying to get on. They were able to, but we'll jump back on. All right. So we look at our looking at our portfolio binder. You may have an actual binder, but many people do not use that because this technology has grown. And so now look at an EMK, an electronic media kit. All right, an electronic media kit will be something like this PowerPoint slide here, but it'll include all of your rewards, your bio, short before and after, updated photo shoot pictures, and things of that nature. Okay. Some of their certifications from programs, companies, machines, all of that will be included in your electronic media kit. That will start to replace your resume. Okay. Especially if you're looking to be more of an educator for a product company, one of your favorite brands, they're going to look for an electronic media kit where all of your stuff is together and it can be emailed over to them. Okay. Of course, you can always have printed copies, but anytime I go to a trade show, I'm gonna have resume or something electronic because I want to. I'm paying for this trip, but I also need to make it a business trip. I also need to make sure, and that's always a goal when I go out of town to make sure I build a connection that is going to actually possibly give me a job in the long run. Okay. And then let's look at implementing social media best practices. All right. Here's some things, and y'all, this list evolves daily. Okay. So, looking at some social media best practices, do moderate your personal pages or walls. All right. Staying relevant. Here's the thing with Facebook and Instagram. If you do not show up, well, the hackers will get you first. All right. They attack pages that people don't check into all the time. So moderate your personal pages and walls. Also, that means make them relevant, make them current. If your post was 2 years ago, your last post, you need to post tonight. You could say loading or coming soon. You need to do something because now it looks like it is too old. Like, oh, they not about their business because they haven't posted about their business in 2 years. I look at stuff like that when people are saying they want to come work with me with a company or they want to hire me as a consultant for a product company. I look and see what was the last post, um, what was the last couple of posts about, and in any of those posts in the last week, have they promoted their business? You should be promoting your business every day or all day, especially for those individuals that say, I don't want nobody in my business. You ain't got to put your personal stuff on social media, but you should be promoting your business more than you're promoting. If you go work somewhere for somebody 8 hours a day, okay, you're giving them 100% of your time, that whole 8 hours that you're with them. You should be giving your business 150 to 200% of your time. Ain't no way I'm gonna go to home and go to bed and not come back and promote my business. Okay, so you got to promote your business. I'm looking at all of that. Use social media to communicate with your peers. This is how you find out who's doing the things that you want to do. It's not competition. We have to find people who are in those places, that's called growth, that are where we want to be, and then we seek to find out how did they get there. Okay. And so it's always good. Well, here's another thing about peers. Everybody, beauty industry that you see in Memphis and surrounding areas, that ain't it. That's a small little piece. Memphis was a big port in back in the day, and it's still a big port for a lot of industries. But let me tell you, anything coming in from Europe going to New York first. Okay, so New York gonna catch fashion first from Italy. New York gonna catch it first. From New York, it used to go to California, but before it got to California, it would cross Chicago. All right, And then you had Atlanta. So those were like major cities where you can go and you'll see trends forming. All right. But New York would always be the larger port. It would see fashion first. And so by the time it gets to Memphis, Detroit, Florida, Houston, it's already been out maybe 2, 3 years. And that's just because it's 2025. I used to strategically say it was coming to New York. It'll probably hit popular in Atlanta between 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years, Memphis will have it. That's how far we were behind. But now we're looking at maybe 2 to 3 years. If you guys don't take a look at fashion shows like Milan, Fashion Week, there's a fashion week going on now in New York, and they're going to run for a while. Fashion weeks have been going on since October of 2024. Okay. So the fashion stuff that you guys see that fashion week this year, it's fashion for 26. Okay. That's how far ahead of the game they are. That's how far you need to be. And you'll say, Ms. Cuss, why am I watching a Milan fashion show or the Mercedes Benz Miami fashion show, a bikini fashion show? Because a lot of staplers in hair, accessories, makeup, hairdos, they also are setting trends along with the clothes. All right. So even when you start to see piercings and how many are wearing makeup and blush and how they're wearing their eyebrows, you'll start to see as the clothes migrate across the United States, the trends, those beauty trends will start to migrate as well. Um, Find you some social beauty followers. And for me, I let them do the homework. I let them keep up with all the trends. I go to their page every now and then to see what's going on. And then because they keep up with everything, I can say, that's what's going on in New York. But since we got TikTok that tells a story and it educates, and we got IG, y'all, you could be so right there, progressive, right along with everybody else when fashion hits. Okay. I was talking to my sister and she was saying, Coach is hot. Coach has some nice designs. I said, yeah, Coach has a new designer. Okay. I just saw that somewhere. The Coach had a new designer. And so with this new designer that used to design for some of the major fashion houses overseas, that designer has now come over to Coach. And so you start to see some new Coach purse styles, different colors, different textures. And so now Coach is starting to evolve because I've heard about 3 people say, oh my goodness, that Coach is nice. I'm going to go give me a Coach. Okay. Um, do use social media communicating with your peers. Also, you can communicate with your clients. You want to touch your clients at least 4 times. And you may say, Ms. Cost, what do you mean? Touching your clients, which means come in contact with your clients at least 4 times on social media. You're going to, if you make a post and they comment, you're going to comment behind them. Okay? So you're going to respond and interact with them in your comments. You're gonna go down. It's gonna go down in the DM. You're gonna DM them any specials, any upcoming, anything. Hey, I saw you come in and on such and such in your DM. I just want to share some information. If you are available or you're ever in Memphis, I would love to have you. So you're in the comments, you're on the DM, and then here you may go from those two to a phone call. Okay. And from that, you may do a text or an email. That's touching at least 4 times. Okay. And a client wants you to do that type of reaching out because every step just secures this person cares about me. All right. With this person caring about me, I would rather spend money over here because they've already made me comfortable. They already have made me secure in the services that I'm going to get. So you want to touch them at least 4 times and then post helpful comments. All right. And so a lot of times we can get wrapped up in 47, what's going on with the executive orders. We can get wrapped up with the Super Bowl. We can get wrapped up with Diddy and so many current events, the fires. We can get wrapped up, y'all, but you have to stay focused. Find a way to post some powerful, helpful content, and that keeps you focused. All right. And you want it to be informational for your clientele. You want your page to be the page that they go to find out what they need to do for their skin. Don't use foul language, which means even those individuals that do use foul language, I found that there's an audience for you. Okay. Participate in or entertain arguments. Don't participate in or entertain arguments online. That's what I mean. Stay in your fold. Okay. Stay in your fold. And then we have don't post nude or embarrassing photos. Okay. When I talk about posting nude or embarrassing photos, this is what I'm talking about. If I go to your page, you're saying you want to work with me, and I go to your page, or sometimes this happens, I go to someone's page and they're saying um, they want to work with my students. They want to work with my students. First thing I do, I'm gonna go to their page, look at them. It may not be the perfect time, but if I see a whole lot of booty shots, I don't see nothing else pertaining to what you do, I'm probably not going to, you know, work with you. I'm gonna pass. Nothing against who you are, but I probably can't do business in that factor. Okay, and so just following basic instructions. I'm looking at how well you present yourself, and that's what people buy into when they're purchasing your service. What you have put out there, that's the only thing they got to go off of. All right. So nude or embarrassing photos, forward spam. So that's why you got to check into your pages. Okay. Bully or promote bullying. So you got to watch it. Sometimes we share videos and things of that nature, but remember your clientele, they may make up a whole nother market. So you don't want to ever cause any ill will to any of your clients, and things are getting very sensitive, especially with race and things of that nature. So just kind of pray about it, find your place and how you're going to move and navigate on the social media platforms, and move with discretion, but move, don't wait. You got to start somewhere. Looking at the best practices, include a link to your appointment form. We have Linktree, Jot form. Take branded photos of your clients. Look, y'all, we have good enough pictures where we can do all the editing ourselves. Okay, we do not have to use selfies anymore for headshots and blurry pictures. Tag your business whenever you're not working on anything. For me, it's sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I may open up my phone. I am trying to learn TikTok and things of that nature. So I'm going into the settings, into some of the account, and I'm just taking TikTok classes. I may go read about something on IG. I'm in the actual app learning about the tools. Okay. And so learning how to tag, how to connect this platform to the next. Those are some basics. All right. Social media as a business tool, definitely. From Facebook ads. And here's the thing: is you guys are promoting yourself, you're introducing everybody to you, especially on Facebook. You can do a Facebook ad and you tell the ad where you want it to run. It ain't got to run locally, but you may be in Memphis, but you go to Mississippi twice a month. Just say you go down to Jackson, Mississippi twice a month. I'm gonna do an ad and say, hey, I'm taking clients on such and such days. I'm gonna put $10, maybe $20 on that ad. That ad is gonna run every day, but you can tell it what time to run. You can tell it what timeline, what the age preference you prefer. You can tell it all kinds of stuff. And that ad is going to run in that area up down those people timelines. Okay. And so you can promote, and it allows you to cross promote, and your range is so much further than just your local area. Okay. Focus on engagement, not likes. Get in there. People start talking to you, go talk to them. I still have a problem with that, y'all, because so it be working and then so late. But I am going to engage. Engagement will cause you to monetize faster as well on some of your platforms. Keep it short. You ain't gotta have a dissertation, essay, but keep it short. I don't know. I'm a real wordy person, so I try. Don't post too much and don't post too little. Find your groove. There's no success story. I can't tell you when and how. Many people will tell you when and how things change. I had this rule. I would post 2, 3 o'clock in the morning randomly. When I get up, want to get some water or something, I'm gonna post. And most people, when they wake up at 5, 6 in the morning for work, that's the first thing they're gonna see down their timeline. Because most time people pick up the phone before they do anything when they wake up. I also post again at lunchtime because, or right before lunch, because what are people doing? They're sitting down looking at their phone. And then sometimes I used to post during 5 o'clock traffic. And I was like, I'm probably not going to do that because even though it's traffic, I don't want them distracted. Okay. And then, of course, 9, 10 o'clock for those nighttime people that come around. So I was just hitting people at some of their downtime moments. All right. Um, Always ask, does this post help my fans? Okay. Because sometimes it could be jokes and things like that, but you got to remember who's on the other side looking in. Be personable. People want to learn a lot about you. So that's why you see people who are doing mukbangs, people who are just doing very transparent videography, where they're just talking, letting you see about their day, or they're just have the camera on and they're cooking because people enjoy that transparency. They want to learn a little bit about you. Okay. And then also be visible. So a lot of times we put everybody else in our videos, but sometimes we gotta pop out. Okay. We're gonna have to pop out sometimes. And this is just a summary of this particular chapter. Just wanted to go over chapter 2. I'm going to go into, if you're on the YouTube, I would like for you to stay, to just pop back into the group. And what I'm gonna end the YouTube because I'm about to give their bonus assignment out. But pop back into the group or text me and I'll make sure you have that assignment.